Welcome. Hello, I'm Ron Stern, Vice President of the Clerc Center here at Gallaudet.
And I'm Bobbi Cordano, President of Gallaudet University.
As part of Inauguration Week activities for President Cordano, I'm excited to engage members of the deaf education community, professionals, and parents in this online discussion on language acquisition and bilingualism.
We will address 3 myths that persist about language acquisition and bilingualism in deaf children, both longtime passions of ours. Before we do, allow us to share 3 facts.
First, research shows that too many deaf and hard of hearing children entering into pre-kindergarten do so with language deprivation because they haven't had access to language. ASL is a visual language, and English.
Neuroscientists who study early infant brain development have identified that children who lack adequate early language exposure are at great risk for later cognitive, learning, language, and reading challenges.
There is now a critical mass of scientific discoveries about the biological foundations of human language, reading, and bilingualism, which dispel these myths.
Now, let's go ahead and address the 3 myths.
The first myth is ASL is not an essential component of language learning for deaf and hard of hearing children.
That's not true. Gallaudet University has an extensive body of scientific research on the benefits of early exposure to visual language. Researchers have made important discoveries which prove that children benefit from learning both ASL and English, and visual language does not harm young deaf children or delay spoken language development, but keeps their brains, language tissue, and systems alive, and propels the acquisition of spoken English.
The second myth is listening technologies such as cochlear implants and hearing aids are the solution and make a deaf child hearing.
Again, not true. Evidence shows that these devices are not a replacement of hearing. Benefit from these devices often take months or years, and there is no guarantee of success with the use of these devices. More and more children with cochlear implants will benefit in language acquisition, social-emotional development, and learning, which can occur when they have the opportunity to use both ASL with spoken English.
The third and last myth is developmental milestones for infants are such that children can wait later to learn American Sign Language, whereas learning spoken English cannot be delayed.
The truth is, studies show the sign and spoken language timing window are identical in every child. We can and must promote early visual language to make sure all children have access, while at the same time exploring the use of spoken English.
It is critical that early intervention practices reflect what the evidence is clearly confirming and acknowledge the right of each and every deaf and hard of hearing child to have full access to language. This online discussion, hosted by the Clerc Center, will remain open through October 7th. When participating in the online discussion, please share your thoughts and views on what is happening in your region regarding language acquisition practices inclusive of both ASL and English.
Questions to guide our online discussion include: what is working? What are you learning? What obstacles are you facing? What advice do you have for others?
Bilingualism and early language acquisition for deaf and hard of hearing children across the country is critical. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.